Welcome everybody to the Ottawa City Commission study session. Do we have any public comments?
None registered.
Great, thank you. Commissioners, the first item is our items to be placed on a regular city commission agenda, which is our minutes from our June 12th study session. Did you have a chance to review those? You okay with moving those on to our 10 a.m. meeting on Wednesday?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Item 2 is our items for presentation and discussion, which is our 2022 audited financial statement with Rebecca and Sean Gordon. Looks like he's on Zoom. Welcome both of you.
Thank you. I'm only going to open the floor and then I'll let Sean do some talking, but we're just here to present or show you actually our annual audit report for the year ending December 31st, 2022. I just wanted to note we had our regular audit and then we also had a single audit, which is initiated when the city expends more than $750,000 of federal grant awards, and it has to be related to one project, not in aggregate. And so we had both of those audits, and we're this year we get to present those to you for your review. And Sean is with me as well.
Hello. Oh, can you see me there? Sorry,
Yeah.
the sun's kind of bright right behind me. My name is Sean Gordon with Gordon CPA. We did perform the 2022 audits, both audits that Rebecca spoke about. So I'll just go through that audit report pretty quickly and kind of explain section by section what you're looking at. We'll start with pages 1 through 3. This is called the Independent Auditor's Report. Here we discuss a variety of things, but the most important thing to pay attention to is the opinion paragraph. And the opinion paragraph is the third paragraph down on page 1. You'll see some italicized heading called Unmodified Opinion on Regulatory Basis of Accounting. That paragraph pretty much says that the highest and cleanest opinion we can issue the city's financial statements for 2022. We did issue the city's financial statements for 2022. So that reflects very well on the internal control and financial management of the city for that time period. Further on down in this section, we talk about management and the commission's responsibilities for the city's financial statements and finances. We also discuss a few more of our responsibilities as well. The next kind of big section is on page 4, and that is called the Summary Statement of Receipts, Expenditures, and Unencumbered Cash. Here you'll see in the left-hand column all of the different funds of the city, and then you'll see beginning cash of each of those funds, receipts, expenditures, and then ending cash. The very bottom of that right-hand column, you'll see that the city and the library combined both reported ending cash of about $35.5 million at 12/31/2021. As you can see, this is about a $9 million increase over the beginning of the year period. So again, that reflects very well on the financial management that occurred during that time period. The next section forward starts on page 5 and runs through page 12. These are called the notes to the financial statements. We discussed quite a bit of information here, including some of the city's accounting policies, long-term debt information, deposit and investment information, capers and KP&F, retirement plans. Many items are discussed here. And then the next big section forward starts on page 13 and runs through page 42. And these are just more detailed breakouts of those funds that you saw on page 4 already. So you'll see in these spots just more detailed revenues and expenses. You'll also see a comparison to how that fund operated compared to the budget that was adopted for 2022. And you'll also see how that fund operated compared to the prior year, which is 2021 as well. And then as Rebecca mentioned, the single audit that took place, it starts on page 43 and runs through page 50. And so what we do is we look at all of the different grant programs that the city had during 2022, and all of those are listed on page 43. And so we specifically look at 1 to 2 of those grants to make sure that the city met all state and federal requirements and grant program requirements in order to receive and then spend those funds. So for 2022, we specifically looked at the base grant funds that were spent, and then a few of the ARPA funds that were spent as well during 2022. And on page 45, you'll see that we also issued an unmodified opinion on those grant programs themselves. So again, that's the highest and cleanest opinion we can issue the city for those federal grants, which again shows that the city met or exceeded all federal and state and regulatory requirements for those grants. So that's it for the auditor's kind of report. We did not have any auditor recommendations to communicate to the commissioners, mayor and commissioners today. So again, that just reflects very well on how internal controls and statutory and regulatory requirements were met by the city staff throughout the audit period. We had a good audit this year. Melanie and Rebecca, they were kind of taking care of us both while Melanie was in her interim position. So Rebecca did a good job of getting us information and answering questions that we needed. So we do appreciate that. Any questions for me on the auditor's report?
So I had a couple of questions here on our page 14. I think it's your page 3, just the emphasis of matter. Prior
Yes.
period adjustment. Can you kind of explain what happened there, what that was?
Yeah, so we looked back and we found out that there were some errors that had occurred in the financial statements, and I'm guessing it was a misunderstanding on the auditor's part. So we had to go through and correct those misstatements. So since they occur in the previous year, we have to say, hey, this was a prior period adjustment that we made. The total of that adjustment is listed on page 11 of my document. So the total of that adjustment was about $27,000. So not a big dollar amount, but it is something that we want to make sure is reflected correctly for the 2022 financial statements.
Okay, yeah, very small percent of the total when you look at that
Yes.
number of dollars. I guess I see your point there. And then I had a question on page, I think, our 18, it showed that 100% of our idle funds were with KMIP. Was that correct at that time, or did we have some with other banks?
No, that was accurate.
That was accurate at that time. All right. And then I saw the library had a little bit over the FDIC limit. Does anybody know, has that been corrected, or where are we at on that? I guess that was on our page 18 as well.
Yeah, and that information comes from their auditor's report. And so I'm assuming that's been communicated to the library and then corrected, but I don't have any proof of that.
All right. And then on our page 55, we've got the health insurance fund. And I see it didn't earn very much interest. I'm guessing maybe that was the old rate. I didn't know if that money could be in a sweep account, or could it be an overnight money with KMIP if it'd be okay to do that from a regulatory standpoint.
I believe it is okay to do that. There's no statute against using health insurance cash, or if you will, in that KMIP overnight sweep.
That's what I know. It has to be very liquid, but I would think
Correct.
this would be would give us a better rate of return than we had last year. I know we're looking at numbers that are 6 months old, basically, or last year. And so we did a lot of adjustments the first half of this year in that regard, but that'd be something I think we could certainly maximize our asset value on.
Okay,
That's all the questions I had.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oddly enough, he took my exact.
I guess every time, I'm sorry, I should let you go.
Commissioners, any other questions for Sean? Or Rebecca?
I did have one more comment, and it was just, I wrote it in my memo, but I do want to say it out loud. I just want to take a moment to publicly thank our entire finance team, but also project leads, department heads. This looks really easy, but it's not. It's a lot of work, and it's all year long. It's not just, oh, the auditors are coming. It's all year long. They follow the rules. They do all the things. They get their receipts. They make our job a lot easier. So that's why I had the floor.
We're dealing with the $50 million budget with very minor inconsistencies. I think it's an excellent audit. So I can commend you both or your old department for good work.
Me too, and I don't think 63 pages looks easy.
No.
At all.
Maybe I just feel like we made it look like it could be easy.
Any other thing for Rebecca or Sean? Nope. Thank you both. Certainly appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
You.
All right, item B is the comments by our city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Fellow commissioners, I just submit my written report for the week. Some highlights include congratulations to our water utility employee Winter Ziegler for passing her backflow certification. That brings the total backflow inspectors in the organization total to 5. Progress is continuing on the lead and copper service line inspection, with 100% being distributed in the north side of town and 25% distributed in the south. We've already received 100 surveys back. Electric utility operations highlights. City crews were focused on fiber last week, specifically serving the South Gate Living on the south end of town, and also looking to splice in new service at the southeast substation and scouted a route for 5 location services for Ottawa University off-campus locations. And then, of course, our crews are continuing to do all of the things that they need to do to maintain the public investment in our generating capacity with their seasonal maintenance operations, and also upgrading technology to include transitioning to updated control panels with HMI touch screens over this month. Distribution continued work on the Cottonwood lift station and trimmed right-of-way trees in the 500 block in North Main and the south side of Cedar and Oak Streets. They'll be working to build service line to the water plant this week. I want to thank the Public Works street crews for their work on finalizing the pavement out on First Street and the City Hall alleyway where the sewer main collapsed. They also repaired the roadway in the 900 block in Cedar and the 300 block at 9th from a water main break. Crews also, we have several alleyways, including the 1100 block of South Hickory and the 600 block of South Oak. And they'll continue their work for the 1200 block of Maple, which is part of our pavement preservation program. The Parks Department is focused on finishing the fitness court installation in Kansas Park. Mechanics currently have 6 repairs of the city fleet in progress, and we had 12 applications last year for 5 interviews. And HR is working with OPD for conducting candidate interviews, including written exams, interviews, and the physical agility test. Chief and his team are working with Prairie Star Ranch to conduct the first DARE camp, which will be August 3rd through 5th. And they're also planning a national night out. That'll be Tuesday, August 1st. They're also want to highlight that our bike patrols are out, as is our volunteers and police service. And they're out on the trails and in our parks and green space. Also want to take the point to highlight Officer Anthony Duggan's promotion to Master Patrol Officer, which is a combination of years of experience and service skill set requirements that have to be met, and just underscores the fact that we have a commitment to professional law enforcement for Chief's organization, and want to commend them for that. And we're continuing on the 24 budget, with our next presentation being at the June 26th study session, and that'll be the general fund presentation. The library will present their budget at the July 10th study session, with a final review of the 24 budget plan for July 17th study session. We anticipate a resolution of intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate at the July 19th regular city commission meeting. We'll have a budget adoption plan to occur at the September 6th regular city commission meeting. And then we'll have May financials presented as a receiving file at the next regular city commission meeting on June 21st. And then wanted to highlight that the city received bids for investment with Oak Star Bank for 2 separate CDs. Oak Star Bank was one of several respondents with both the 18-month and the 12-month certificate of deposits. They had the best bid with our 18-month being 5% and the 12-month being 5.25%, which if you hear about an inverted yield curve, this is exactly what that means. Your shorter duration holding, which is the 12-month certificates, actually accruing a higher interest rate than the longer term. So we're capturing some of that inverted yield curve to the benefit of our public tax dollars there. And then just to highlight, we've got our Ottawa City Band concert tomorrow at 7:30 in City Park. This Friday, June 23rd, is National Bring Your Dog to Work Day. And so we're going to have a meet and greet with McGruff the Crime Dog and Sparky the Fire Dog here in the City Commission chambers. So the public's invited to attend and come say hello to our community canines here. And then also want to invite everyone to attend the Kansas Park special announcement on Tuesday, June 27th at 9 a.m. in Kansas Park. And that concludes my report. If there are no questions from myself or any other members of the city.
You know how many dollars those CDs were on top of your head?
1 million each.
Yeah.
They're meant, okay. Great. It's fantastic, great. Of course. Where else would it come from?
Mayor,
Yes,
may I have some clarification on item A?
yes.
Would you like to place that on the study session agenda, or would you like that moved to a regular meeting?
Commissioners, what would you like to do? Review it again or put it on Wednesday's agenda?
No, I think
You're talking
the financial. statement.
number 2, item A, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The audit.
Okay, we'll move it to Wednesday.
Perfect,
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for our city manager? All right, comments by our city commissioners, Commissioner Graves?
I can bring Chino, the lazy dog, to this if anybody wants, if we need another dog, so I can plan on that, but I have no other comment.
All right, Commissioner Kaler.
I had a citizen, Kathy Brown, reach out to me over the weekend and send kudos to our Parks Department for keeping Kansas Park looking so good, mowed, clean. And she said they're really excited. The water fountains are working great. So she did give me permission to say something in public, but I think the more good kudos that we can give to our staff, the better. And so thank you to the Parks Department, and thank you for all those that are making sure that our parks are staying clean.
Thank you. Commissioner Clayton.
I just want to give a shout out to the police department for the work they've done to keep the city safe, and then obviously to be recognized last week as one of the top 20 safe cities in Kansas. It's exciting for our growth for sure. And then just a shout out to the OMA. Attended Taps and Tunes this weekend, and it was a terrific event. And it's always nice being in OMA and imagining the work that's coming down the line for stuff. So one of the last people to use the pit, hopefully. So
Yeah, so
that's good. Sign my name on the wall.
Very good. Mayor Pro Tem
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing about the police department. Just last week, I believe the top 10 most dangerous city list came out. I don't know if you saw that or not. And a lot of cities in southeast Kansas, I'm thinking we're in that top 10. You don't want to be on that top 10. So it's good to see that list continue on, and the good news for Ottawa being in where we are. So I'm very, and that didn't just happen. That takes a lot of work. And so Adam, you and your department, kudos to you guys for keeping that safe that way. And in challenging times and keeping the employment base up and having that also, it was kind of like keeping several balls in the air at once. So thanks for that, and keep up the good work. So I appreciate that. In the parks, I was at Kansas Park this morning playing disc golf, and I noticed the water fountains, and it's actually cold water that comes out. Is that by design, or is that just happen that way? But anyway. Yeah, good, thank you. But anyway, it's well used. I appreciate that. And yeah, I lost a disc out there a couple weeks ago, my favorite one. So if you see it out there, give me a call.
After they mow over. It was like,
Well, the day after the flood came, and so it's probably no Swatamy by now.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's gone. I can't find it. But nonetheless, thank you guys. Good job, and keep our parks looking nice.
Great. Thank you. I have no comments to add. I have a few announcements. We have a regular meeting at 10 a.m. this Wednesday here at City Hall, and then a study session at 4 p.m. June 26th. Our meetings on July 3rd will be canceled, And then city offices will be closed July 4th. Is there anything else to come before the commission this afternoon? I'll adjourn.
Evening yet.